Welcome back to a new episode of building a theme park without any game passes, and today we will be working on this little area right here, and I'm going to be building something I've never built before. We of course do not have that much space here, but we can go in the mountains. So I already built this little arch here just to see where I kind of want to go with. And yes, we are going to build a ride. So let's just go. I think if I'm correct, it is indeed in the gentle ride, and it's the car ride. And we of course do have the skin since we bought that, so we will probably be using that. Now, where am I going to start with this? Since we basically are going to go in the mountain, and there's going to be a little scene here, and then you go out again in the same way. So I guess we're just going to like make the station here. I think this should probably be enough. I hope that gives us only one train. Now it gives us 2 trains. Alright, and we're just going to build a very simple layout. Now, the theme of this is probably going to be some sort of like garden-ish theme, since, well, I don't think I've ever really built anything like that. And, well, of course, we do have to keep a little bit of room around everything, and I am going to try and build some things on the grid, so it's just a little bit easier to decorate, since otherwise it's going to be a very big pain. So I might actually already do that a little bit. What if we just try to build this at least in this editor, since, well, to be fair, this shouldn't be too difficult. If I just build stuff like this, then everything is already sort of on the grid. Now I kind of want to keep this support, so I might have to do a turn like this. Long chicane left. There we go. And then we have a little bit of a straight piece here. Now the thing is, we of course have to go also back, and I don't want to go elevated, so we'll have to go on the right in and then do like a circle around and then somehow go back. I can actually probably build that from this way. So if we just do this, and then I hope this works. Yes, and then that's the end of the ride. Now of course the building of this ride, as you can see, goes very quick, but the theming around it is definitely going to take a little bit longer. And if I'm correct, this should fit. Why is that not allowed, game? If I'm correct, this should fit perfectly. Yes, there we go. Alright, now that we got outside section, that's looking pretty good, I have to say. Now, I'm not really sure what to do for the inside, but this is going to be some sort of cave again. Of course, we have this massive cave, which we're going to be building probably on next episode. And I don't know where it's going to go or what it's exactly going to do, but basically this is going to give a nice view of the whole cave. Ignore this roller coaster here. I built that for mission. So let's just build like a chicane. There we go. And then I guess just a turn that goes, I don't exactly know, but we'll do a turn, another turn, and then there's another straight piece, and that goes into this big turn back into there. All right, that looks like quite a nice layout, actually. Now, I do have one idea for theming, so I think I'm just going to start with this. I prepared these 2 sort of hedge-looking items, which hopefully I can like place around, sort of like this, around the ride, to make it look like there's a hedge going on. Not sure how good it's going to go without game passes, and of course also got the smaller one if needed. But here I want to create like one of these like flower arches. Now I know it's probably not going to be possible doing that, but basically that's the idea to do here. So for that we need like light wood, and I'm not sure if I want to place it like all the way exactly on it or over it, but if I place it like this, it's going to be way too big. So I think it has to actually be like this, and then we of course place this like a very like sort of light wood. That actually seems to work pretty good, and then we'll just make it this size. Then we have to go up more. Now normally these have sort of like an arch, but I think the closest thing to an arch in this game is probably going to be this, to be fair. And all of these are also connected, maybe at the bottom. I think the bottom is probably the nicest. I actually want to add some ivy. Is it called ivy? Yes, it is ivy vines. We do have this, which hopefully we can indeed place like this. And basically I want to place it like everywhere, just so it looks like a little bit more themed. Some on the inside, some on the outside. Yeah, it's not looking the best, but to be fair, I don't think we can do much better without any game pass. Of course, hopefully once we actually add some nice scenery, some bushes and things around, it starts to actually look a little bit more like as one. So now as you can see, it looks a little bit more. And I think as a finishing touch, we can actually go to the roofs, and if we scroll all the way to the end, we have these mesh roofs, and I think these indeed fit very nice up here. And then with a nice wooden trim around it, I think that can look pretty nice. Alright, that's the first part sort of done. It's looking fun, I would say. It's like just a little arch with like some ivy, some other things. Now for the station building, I don't exactly know, but I do have one idea which might work and sort of like fits with this theme too. Is like a greenhouse. Now don't ask me how I'm going to be doing that with this space. Now if I'm correct, we do have glass walls. Yeah, we have all of these pieces, and this one is exactly the one I need, or maybe even this one. So I think if I place that like this, you can have this sort of slanted roof. And if we are going to again give this like the very like light, no, that's not correct, it's a very light colored color. Of course we don't have wood with this, but I think that sort of represents the same thing. Add a roof like this on top of here. I think we can probably make some cool thing with this. There we go. Okay, that's actually not looking too bad. Now, of course, the greenhouse is mainly just all glass. Now, I don't know if we really have these same sort of walls. Actually, we do. Okay, we have these big ones. This is exactly what I need. I probably want to actually make the glass like white so you can look a little bit better through it. There we go. Also add that all on the sides and the other side. Fill in all of these gaps that we don't want. And I think as a final touch, we can probably just add, again, roof trims on this. Which, if I'm correct, we can actually change the material off. I'm not sure what material it is, since if I try to make it the same color, it starts to do that. What material is this? I guess the trim is going to be then a slightly different color, since I cannot figure out what color it is, to be fair. Now, we are of course building a greenhouse, and right now it's looking very empty on the inside. So I definitely think we should add some very simple bushes and some ivy and just some greenery inside. On the outside, I think some flower beds could be very nice like that. And then if we get the ivy we used here, I think we can probably place that again around on most of these spots. Like, ivy really makes it, well, look so much better. And of course we can do the exact same on the inside, so it's even more ivy, since it works very good, guys. And then we're just going to add some different type of plants. So we have some bushes, some cacti, maybe we can even add like a very small palm tree, because why not? We add one of these pine trees, and then we add like this blocky thing. There we go. And then we just have all like sort of different type of nature and greenery inside of here. And this is from the outside actually looking like a greenhouse. I'm pretty happy with that. Now, what I was just looking through is that we have of course all of these very nice shape trees, which I don't think I've ever used, but this is the perfect right to actually use them as decoration. So we can probably add like some stars here. It is very simple, but sometimes you just have to think this simple. Like, there we go. We have place stars, and that's the whole decoration of that section. And the same as these. I'm probably going to like place them around like that. So you have some trees on the side. What other shape? We also have these shapes. What should I do with this? Maybe we can place one here. Oh, we can do some hearts. Yeah, let's place some hearts there. Which, of course, I am going to be placing all of the decoration like around here, since I don't want it to be looking this empty. And there will, of course, be a lot of trees, since I do still want this to be like a nice forest. And I know we got these new trees, but I feel like if I'm going to be placing this like right in here, I don't think it fits with the rest of the park. So I'm going to not probably use those for this part, even though of course they look amazing. Now, I also want to add like a little section with hedges, and I'm not sure how I want to do that. Maybe just like these hedges, since I do think we have like another hedge, right? Yeah, we have the edge. Can I like use that? No, but I can make it look like you basically go inside something here. That and then the last thing that I think is very flowery is of course actual flower beds. We don't sadly have flowers in the game, but I think this is probably the closest thing we can use. So we'll just place like a few next to here. I'm all going to give them like different colors. There we go. We now got some different color flowers. And to probably block off most of this other areas, if you don't want to see too much of it, I might make like a hedge edge here, just to sort of like try and hide it, if you get what I mean. Just to create this very nice, well, border. And then indeed in front of this border I can add like some hedges to just make it look a little bit nicer. Ooh, and maybe we can even put these arches on top of that. Oh, look at the decoration, guys. That's incredible. Sadly, I can of course not add it here, since this is all the side of the grid, but it still looks nice. And then if we of course also then start to add some trees in front of this, then you barely see any of it. And means I can probably add some more flower beds with more colors. Then let's start adding all of these final bushes, some more trees. I'm probably going to add even more ivy all around, since, well, that's of course going to look so much better, especially if we like do it up here. One thing I need to make sure I don't forget, which I might have done right now, is that still here needs to come like the mountain edge, like we did of course at the start. So before I'm actually going to forget and add all of the decoration, let me just quickly make that mountain side. And this side is probably going to be a little steeper than, well, that side there, and I think a lot more green. Now, since the last time I built that, we actually got all of these new textures, which I might try to use, but ooh, actually I'm not sure if that's that nice. Alright, there we go. We have the base for this side, and then I'm just going to add all of the shapes like we kind of did here. And once that of course has been done, we just start to add some very simple bushes and some rocks around, and then basically that wall is finished. And with this side of the wall now done, I am going to quickly do this very small part here. Alright, there we go. As you can see, I've added a lot more decoration and some trees and some nice things around, and that means the outside area seems to be pretty much finished, which means I'm for now just going to put it on testing. And Well, let's just go and sit in here. I'm still not sure if I actually want to open or close the cars. I think open is probably nicer since, well, then you can see, of course, also above you. No, yeah, that's definitely a lot nicer. So we, of course, have these very nice looking trees around here. Then we continue. Of course, you still have the coaster going over you sometimes, which could be pretty cool. And you have all these star, figure tree. There goes the coaster. That's actually a very cool interaction. Then we, of course, can see a little bit of the Roman area past the love trees. And then we have this sort of overhang thing with all the ivy. That looks very nice, actually. Past all the flower fields we have on the side. And then, well, of course, you go in the cave and on the left you see the arches of the hedges. Inside of this cave is going to be also very green. It's going to be like a lush cave. So I also want to sort of do that here and stay sort of in like the greenery vibe of this whole ride. So the first thing for that, what we need is actually this part of the mountain. Otherwise, well, we don't have a roof to work with. And while I'm building this, I probably want to keep this side open. So I'm not 100% sure what to do with that, since of course the path is also going to go here exactly on this level. So I guess we can sort of already extend the path. I'm no idea what that's going to do, but yeah, basically this is going to be next to here, and then the path in the future will go down a staircase, which I guess will be like somewhere there. So I guess now that we have this, we can sort of add like a nice interaction with this, and we would probably need a fence here. Luckily I won't have to go that much higher anymore. So yeah, let me finish this part of the mountain and I will be right with you. All right, that is the mountain finished, and I actually got carried a little bit away, guys. Don't mind if I did. I also did already the inside of the cave. It's not much, as you can see. It's basically just like some greenery, some bushes, a lot of ivy. What I basically just did was like spam every like all the ivy around, just to make it like look a lot more lush. And that's basically going to be the whole inside of this, since the other side was more of like the mining section, and while this whole big cave, you're probably not going to see everything, is going to be that. Now I do really like that you can see the ride also from this path, which will of course be open probably next episode. And I just added some very simple lighting so you can see some stuff around. I am very happy with the end result. Let's just do first like one final POV. So the outside section is of course still the exact same as we saw a few minutes ago, but once we head inside the inside area, this starts to look very nice. Of course the everything in the distance is now very ugly, but in the future there will also be this whole style of the cave. And here we made like a little campfire. I don't know why, but there's like some mining tools around as if they dug this out. Well, there's just a lot of greenery around here. It's a little bit different, of course, than the outside area, but of course doing the exact same is kind of boring. I added some green crystals around just to also add that little bit of light. And well, that's basically the, well, inside part. And well, there we go. Now this whole section here is basically finished. Now of course are some parts that still need to be done, like this hill here, the back side here, also that corner there. Probably there's going to be a lot of greenery, and then the only thing that sort of has to be done is the other side of the top of the mountain, and then the inside, and then we are getting actually close to the end of this, well, park. But of course the inside is still going to take a few episodes. I still want to build a kids coaster in here, since, well, we don't really have that. We have like two quite intense roller coasters and then the steeplechase, but it's the steeplechase, right guys? Alright guys, that's it for today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe. We're almost on 500,000 subscribers, so if you haven't subscribed, it would help a lot. So guys, I will say, as always, goodbye.